what's happening in Taiwan. Hello everybody and welcome to Midwest F1's first race of its endurance series. Got the season opener here at Bahrain. And we've got a pretty full grid today, so it looks like it's going to be a pretty interesting race. We'll see how things pan out. Looks like we got everybody in the pits still setting up strategies and setups and whatnot, so let's see over here and see who comes out first. Looks like we got Marky Martin Gaming coming out. He's in the Aston Martin. Marky Mark is about to start his final lap right now. Let's see what he says. So we got a few other cars coming out on the track. Looks like we got some traffic here. I wonder if that's going to impact Mark at all. Marky Mark sets the first lap time today with a 1:32.5. We'll see if he's able to improve on that. Forward is set at 1:35 at the fastest of the session. Looks like Beagle Hunters had in second place right there. It looks like he left the session. I wonder what's going on there and if he's gonna be getting back in. Might be having some connectivity issues, something like that. So a couple of people have been disconnected. Looks like we got Get It to Win It. He's taking a little trip through the gravel back here. And his flying lap. Not sure what happened there. Might have just lost control there. That's kind of a hard corner to keep control in sometimes. Like he's gonna come into the pits, maybe get a fresh set of tires. We got Ryan Rods on the flying lap himself. See what time he sets. Ryan Robbins is going to set the fastest lap time of the session. He's 3/10 clear with the 1:30.0. it looks like we've had quite a few people disconnect from the lobbies. Let's see if we can do some sort of reset the lobby and see if we can get everyone back in. So we had a problem with the lobby with some of the crossplay issues, but we're working on getting everyone back into a new lobby, and we're gonna get running. And I think we're gonna be doing another full quali. Not sure on that just yet, but I'll let you guys know as soon as we find out. Alright, we should be back now with, got everything figured out on our end. Sorry about the delays there, everybody. But, yeah, we'll see if the second time's got any better luck for everybody. We got two Aston Martins here having a little bit of a scrap through in qualifying for the race. Maybe just working on some previous jitters. And a random Dutchman has set the fastest lap time. Oh, just to be outdone by Not Gravity there for the Haas team with a 129.7. One push dude also getting himself up into P2 currently with a 131. Forward 23 has also got himself a 130.106. We've got a few drivers out there on the intermediate tire. Looks like they're attempting to save their tires for the later stages of qualifying, maybe for the race. We'll see if their times are enough to get them out of Q1. We're probably going to have to set a faster lap on slicks. Spinning around on the track there. Well, it doesn't seem to phase Jonathan down because he's setting his first flying lap of this session. Jonathan's dunk time is good enough for a P8 with a 131.067. Not gravity, I'm not sure where your lap came from either. That one was a pretty nice one. Let's see here. Got quite a few drivers coming in the pits looking to swap out some tires. And Galloway and Science forever on their outlaps currently. His first flying lap. See what he can set. Raced with him in the past. I know he's a pretty close driver out there. So we'll see what he pulls out. Looks like the Williams here is also setting his first flying lap. Just a little bit ahead. Galloway's not coming around the final corner, so let's see what kind of lap time he's going to set up for himself here. And that's good enough for P7. So 130.4. Looks like a 130.45. It seems like a lot of these guys are staying pretty consistent and close to each other, so we should be in for a pretty interesting race. we have a new fastest lap of the race of the qualifying so far with a 129.5 by Jose Miguel. Just barely beating out Gravity there. Looks like both of them are going to be sitting pretty nice and fine through the rest of this qualifying session though, if I had to guess. Going out, setting another flying lap here. Maybe not the most comfortable spot down in P12, but we'll see what he's able to do, how much he's able to improve in this lap here. So got a Red Bull off the track there. Fastest lap with a 128.9 set by Scranzi. Oh, and we got a bit of a big spin there for the random Dutchman. I'm not sure if he's able to prevent wing damage or anything there. So we're just waiting to get back onto the track now. And I'm guessing he's probably going to be coming into the pits for a fresh set of tires. As usually when you get a spin like that, it'll shave a good bit of life off your tires, especially the softs. Looks like the random Dutchman is coming in. Thanks forward. Doing my best to keep it interesting here for you guys. We got quite a few drivers in the pits, but not a whole. Seems to only be the one retirement from Gravity there so far. It's like maybe everyone else is looking to go out and improve on their times. Beagle Hunter is also on an out lap, looking to do just that. Dylan's on a flying lap here, just coming in. Just about to end sector 1. Mountain Gravity's time has been beat just by a few. Everyone is staying super close up towards the top. We're going to definitely have quite an interesting race for pole position here. A lot of these guys are in different divisions, I believe, as well. So some of these guys are a little bit newer to the league compared to others. Eagle Hunter is disqualified from this session. Looks like he was caught on track. Maybe his car is glitching. I'm not sure what's going on with that. But he will be starting from the back. Looks like now we got a couple more people starting to retire. We got Dude and Tinatoni both retired now as well. So maybe everyone starting to get a little more confident with their lap times. It looks like Eagle Hunter beached his car as to why he was stuck there on the grass. A little over a minute left in qualifying as Jacko is on his outlap. It's a little bit of a spin, but does well to keep himself from sliding too far. We've got Jordan's also on an outlap. Let's see what kind of times both these guys are going to be able to set. See what they can do on their final runs here now that qualifying one is completed. And Dutchman is able to improve himself up to 12. Darksider here is the only one who's got a chance of putting himself up into Q2. Looks like he's gonna concede positions there. Not gonna improve his time. There's that. We'll see. So for qualifying one, that's all we got. There, you got the top 15 moving up. And we're going to get started with qualifying 2 here shortly. Let's see where everyone lines up at. Alright, so we're just getting started off in Q2 here. Looks like we got everybody, it's mostly still in the pits. Got a few guys coming out now. Random Dutchman. See. That one Portuguese, I'm curious to see how he's going to do over these next few races here. He was back in Division 6 last season. He was on a pretty hot streak there towards the end of winning or placing very high in remaining races of that season. So I'm sure he's going to be able to pull something out for us here today. Looks like we got that one Portuguese is going to be setting his first flying lap. Not Gravity is matching his Q1 time with a 129.7. So we're going to see if he's able to improve more on that, because that one Portuguese just beat him by just about a tenth of a second there. The 129.68. Williams here with a 147.5. Ryan Rod, see what he's got. He's setting a flying lap as well. We got most of these guys out here on flying laps currently. He's going to go with a 131. It's going to go P3 in this session. Got forward with a 130.4. P4. Rods with 129.7. Seeing these guys at the top staying very close and consistent with each other. Jonathan Dunk with a 130.1. Fastest lap of the 129.4 from the Chinese forever. Brandon Williams. Just little bit faster than everyone else has been. So we're going to see if anyone's going to be able to match that, or if he's going to have a clear advantage here today. Looks like he's getting held up just a little bit. And Galloway able to go P5 with a 130.035. Just barely behind, not Gravity there with his 129.7. Rodan is about to start another flying lap here. Random Dutchman was P10 with a 130.9. Screnzy sets the new fastest lap of the qualifying session here with a 128.599. Rodan goes P11 with his lap of a 130.63. Got a slide there from the Random Dutchman. Looks like he's on a cooldown lap. Gabri is able to go P6 with a 130.003. forward is on a flying lap himself, but he's up 3.5 tenths on his previous best. So he's to come around to the final corner now and see what he's able to hold on to. He's able to just move himself up to P9. It's not a huge improvement there, but did move him up one place, so. Jacko is starting another flying lap, and he's currently in P11, so he's going to be looking to improve his time, see where he can get himself up to. Jacko is also set the fastest Sector 2 time. His run from P11 moves him all the way up to P2, so great improvement from him there. There's a little over a minute and a half left in this session, so if anyone's going to be setting another lap time, they're going to have to be starting to do that now. Otherwise, it probably won't be able to make it around in time. Starting a new flying lap here. See if he's able to improve at all on his time. Jonathan Dunk is also out on a flying lap, just a little bit up through Sector 1. And into Sector 2. Got a little bit of traffic ahead. Looks like everyone's getting out of the way pretty well in this lobby here. No one holding anyone up too much. And Galloway's got a spin on his lap, so I'm not going to be able to improve too much there. Gross also, so he's up a little bit on his time as well. Jonathan Dunk goes 5th fastest with that time there, moving him up from P11. Qualifying is now over. Everyone's gonna cross the finish line, and that'll be their final time for this session. Dutchman is able to improve himself only one position up to 12 before he takes the checkered flag. Looks like that'll be it for qualifying 2 here. I don't think anyone else is on a flying lap. Everyone's just working their way back to the pits. Dunk still has flying lap going. He's going in the pits there. Looks like he's out of ERS. So there, your top three for qualifying 2 is going to be Skrenzi, Omajako, and Ryan Rod's there. And we're going to be moving to qualifying 3 here shortly. It's going to be our final 10 drivers all vying for their piece of the pie of pole position here. Looks like we got most everyone out on track. There's a couple guys waiting in the pits, just waiting for the track to rubber in a little bit more, I imagine. Just got a couple people now starting their flying laps. Gonna be a clear near that one Portuguese dude. Let's see what he's got, as well as DeGabri is also on the flying lap. Jose Miguel is also starting a flying lap. fastest lap here so far is going to be a 129.3. So, got a few. Pretty much everyone else is on a flying lap right now as well. Except for Jonathan Dunks, the last one out of the pits. Not Gravity's going to beat that time with the 129.1. What you do, just a little bit, a couple thousand faster there. Lindsay's around in the final corner on his first flying lap. Looks like he's been going pretty decently through this qualifying. He's been able to put in good lap times, and there he's putting another one with a 128.4. It's going to put him at the top of the table. He's the first driver to break into the 128s as well. And second through sixth is all pretty close together, and no one farther than 3/10 of the second part there. D. Gabry crosses the line, and he's only able to go 9th fastest with a 130.0. Looks like The last person to set a flying lap time is going to be Ryan Rods in the Mercedes. He's just coming out of Sector 2 right now before his start of his flying lap. Rods is hooking up nicely on this lap here. He's able to go just about to the edge of the track limits and hang on to it. He's going to have a fairly decent time coming around this time, and I'm not sure if he's going to have enough time to set a second lap here, but possibly. See how much PRS he's able to store up. Ryan Rods goes P2 with a 28.6 there. A lot of these drivers are super close together, especially from about P4 on down. Everyone stays consistent. Ryan Rods has invalidated his lap time. Not sure what he's doing there. Like Jonathan Dunk on an owl lap. Dunk there goes just off the track there, but it doesn't look like he invalidates. His outlap here looks like he's going to be slowing it down a little bit. The guys in front get a little bit farther ahead. Dunk's best time is 1:29.2 on. He's going to be starting 7th on the grid, not able to make it back around in time. So it looks like Screnzi is going to be lining up on pole there with Ryan Rods in P2, Almajaco P3, Portudude P4, Gals P5, Gravity P6, J Dunk is P7, Silo is 8th, Galloway 9th, and Gabbard's rounding out top 10 there for you. So looks like we should be on for a pretty interesting race. A lot of these guys are doing pretty consistent times. So once again, here are going to be your top 10 drivers for this race we got for you guys tonight. And I'm pretty curious to see where everyone's going to be stacking up, lining up with some of these teams. I know we got a lot of consistent drivers on the field tonight. So we're going to see who's going to be able to stay the most consistent out there tonight. It's going to be able to, if you're consistent, you're going to be able to have a high chance of finishing a lot farther up, especially in a longer race like this. Definitely going to have to start worrying about staying focused towards the end, final bits of the race. And Dutchman usually spins. Yeah, that's fair. I mean, so do I, but I think you got this. So we got the start timer going there now. And we will not be having a formation lap due to a little bit of an audio glitch that they're still having with multiplayer. So everyone's tires are going to be a little bit colder on the start, not able to get them all warmed up to where they'd like. Looks like we might have had early ready up. We got 5 lights on, lights are out and away we go. Looks like everyone's getting off the line decently well. Oh, and we've got a Red Bull off into the wall there. It's a lot of damage across the field there. Not sure what's going on in the back. Seems to be a good mess, and we are going to have a safety car right off the bat. Still got a couple of drivers there in the back. Slowly working their way. We got Marky Mark is out, as well as Darksider there. A little bit of a lot of chaos there to start, but Ryan Rons is able to have first off the Screnzy amongst all that. Gravity is up to P3. Jacko, I'm gonna see. I don't imagine anybody's gonna be pitting unless they have wing damage, and then you guys can see the pit strategies I'm gonna have going for everybody. Unfortunately, is sort of tired from this session. Not sure if he had a spin there in the corner or what. Looks like the safety car is going to be bunching up the field here shortly. Nobody really got too far ahead. Maybe going to have a couple people into the pits. M. Galloway's got a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Merpla is in the pits currently. So Get It to Win It and Jonathan Dunk are the only two people with penalties right now. See kind of where everyone's moved to at the start here. Beagle Hunter's up 7 positions, as well as Holevin. It's also moved up 5 places there. Psyop in P6 has moved up 8 places. Jonathan Dunk lost 5 off the start there. I think he got involved in that chaos there at the start. So Merkle is the only person going into the pit so far. Get to Win It and Jonathan Dunk are going to have 5-second penalty that they're going to have to deal with for this race. So I think penalties might play a bit into the strategies here, some of these drivers, and where they're going to be finishing, but we'll see how that all goes. Pretty much most everyone's on the medium, got a couple of soft runners and a couple on hards as well. Merkle hit and put on some fresh hards. And Forward is the only other one running a hard tire. Looking to have a long first stint for them. Going to be going around once again with the safety car. So Merkle is still down about 26 seconds there off everybody else. Safety car is going to be coming in this lap, so everyone's going to be trying to get their tires up, keep them warm, so we don't have any more spins on the start again. So Ryan Rod's going to be backing up the pack for as long as he can. He's going to try to get a nice jump start on everybody. It looks like he's starting to go now. Maybe. Getting up to racing speeds. Grenzy looks like he's able to put a nice, great run out of that corner there. Going side by side down towards the first corner. Looks like Grenzy's able to get ahead. Can he hold on to the position? Holevin Jacko is able to get himself up in the P2. And he's got Ryan Rods and Not Gravity's right there in the mix of it all too. Looks like these guys are really going at it. Going 4 wide there into the corner. These guys are all keeping it pretty clean. Jacko's dropped down. He's in P5 now. Grenzy is starting to get himself a nice little lead. He's going to be trying to break that 1-second DRS window there. So these cars are a lot easier to follow with, that's for sure. Grenzy is now just a little over a second ahead. See if Ryan Rod's is able to close that down at all. These guys are all kind of starting to settle into a nice little rhythm here. Looks like Squincy set the fastest lap time in the race with a 1:34.8. Got Miguel's trying to break the toe here, it looks. All of these guys are staying pretty close. Hunter's looking like he's going to try to make moves here on Jordan and a pass up ahead of him. Someone's come up behind there. It's fun. A couple cars. We got the Red Bull of Murpala. Just come off the track and spun there. It's got random Dutchman's moving up there. Squenzy once again with another fastest lap of the race. DRS is going to be enabled there now. So these drivers are going to be able to keep with each other a little bit more consistently. Going to help a lot with the overtaking here. Gravity is getting right in the slipstream there. Ryan Rod's up ahead of him. He's getting him pretty close there. Not close enough to make a move though. Gonna follow him here through the next section pretty close. Hoping to get a better run out of these next couple corners. I'm lap 6 now with 57. A lot of these guys are fighting pretty close. We also got Majako is right on the tail of Not Gravity there, looking like he's going to try to put a move on him. See if he's able to get that done. Doesn't appear so. Not Gravity is just able to hold him behind just a little bit longer. Beagle Hunter there is coming up on Jordan's. Got another safety car. Not quite sure what happened there. Gonzalez might have had spin or something like that, and it doesn't appear he's got much of a front wing. J-Dunk is also coming to the pits now. Let's see what kind of tires they're going to be putting on. Got the Red Bull Murphala is coming up now. He's 21 seconds behind. J-Dunk serving his 5-second penalty before he can take his pit, of course. And Gonzalez goes on to the soft tire. J-Dunk has put on the hards. Fresh set of hards. Looks like he's going to be running those for quite a while. The soft runners maybe haven't been able to use those tires quite exactly how they'd want to. Push themselves farther up the leaderboards. he go under though? He's able to come up from P19 up to P9, or P20 up to P19, P9. Guernsey is still holding the lead there. He was putting a pretty nice gap between him and Ryan Rods there. As Ryan Rods was having to defend a little bit from Gravity. Gravity fighting with Jacko just behind him. Let's see if those guys are going to keep that going for how much longer in the race they're able to keep that kind of pace up. So it looks like Jay Duncan and Gonzalez are starting to get pretty close up there to the rest of the pack, and who I think is going to win. My money, if I had to bet, I'd say maybe Gravity's going to have a pretty good chance. I've seen some pretty strong runs from him in the past. Although I definitely wouldn't count out Skrenzy. He is seeming to be very much on the pace here today. Safety car is going to be coming in this lap. So these drivers are going to be warming up their tires just a little bit more. Skrenzy's starting to back the pack up. Looks like he's going to start getting ready to go there. Going to be getting up to racing speed now. We're going green. As Jacko is lining up a move on Gravity down the stretch here. So we'll get right up alongside of him. Skrenzy's able to hold that lead out on the front. But he does go wide. These guys are battling real hard here, but they're keeping it nice and clean, which is really nice to see. Gravity's able to hold on to P3 for just a little bit longer here. See if he's able to down this back stretch. Ryan Rods is now able to pass Skrenzy, who goes wide once again. I wonder if his tires maybe just aren't up to temperature yet. So we do have a spin from Gonzalez, it looks like, back in P15. He's in the back, but he's able to get going again, so... Skrenzy is staying very close to Ryan Rods here. Not letting him get too far out ahead of him. Not Gravity is starting to slip away from these two. Hunter is still staying on the back of Jordan for now. Hasn't been able to move up from there yet. Dutchman's gotten himself a 3-second time penalty. Track limits. So he's battling with Burden. So he makes a move done. Moves him up to P11. Skrenzy is now just about to pass Ryan Rods, and he does so. Is able to hold on to it through this final first corner. Yes, he is. Oh, is he not? No, Ryan Rods moving back into the lead there. These guys are battling real hard here. This Guernsey now takes the inside line. They're coming in. They keep away from each other, showing each other some respect here. This Guernsey has to concede just a little bit. Able to make the corner still. Ryan Rod seems to get a good drive off this corner here. Stretch. Guernsey not able to close down too close. Gravity is also able to catch himself back up to these guys a little bit, but if he tends, Jacko is still right there on Gravity. These guys, top 5, are all staying super close to each other. Gabri is also looking to close his gap in on P5. Eagle Hunter was able to get past Jordan there, having the tire advantage. Helped him out a little bit, able to get that move done. DRS is now going to be enabled as Guernsey moves back for another run at Ryan Rods here into the first corner. He's been having a little bit of trouble sticking it, though. These two are going neck and neck here. Ryan Rods is just barely ahead of him. Guernsey looking like he's not ready to give this one up just yet. Might want to pressure him into a mistake or burn his tires out a little bit before he does. Try to force an early pit stop. On lap 11 of 57. Got a yellow flag in sector 2. It's going to be not Gravity. Looks like he's had a spin. He's down in P8. You can see maybe he's able to come back from that and put himself on a different pit strategy. Jacko is now inherited P3. See if Guernsey's able to make a move. Ryan Rods cuts down low to cover up that inside. Ryan Rods goes up and makes quick work of that pass there. See if he's able to hold it. Looks like he is through the first part. He does hold on to the lead this time. Looks like he's finally able to get back out in the front. See if he's going to be able to put some distance between him and Ryan Rods before the next DRS zone. Jacko is just right there, getting closer and closer to Ryan Rods. Watching these two fight up ahead is giving him a good chance of moving up. Looks like we've got another spin by Jonathan Dunk, it looks like. On his 5-lap hards. Not sure if maybe his tires overheated. Holevin and Miguel are going at it here. Miguel just able to get the pass done there. See if he's able to hold him down this back stretch here with the DRS zone. So gets away off the corner well. Brendan is struggling a little bit to close that gap. Miguel is able to go. Miguel goes wide, giving Brendan another chance of going side by side in the corner here. Guernsey has set a new fastest lap of the race, giving himself a pretty good gap as Jacko is able to pass Ryan Rods down the back stretch here. Ryan Rods might be suffering a little bit on his tires. Jacko's will have to pit earlier than these other two, being on the soft tire. So Miguel and Burden are swapping places back and forth yet again. These two are heading for a pretty long battle, it seems. Thinks about making a move on the inside there, but not quite enough room. That's a little bit of trouble with the tires there, getting it turned in time. It's going to put Jordan right on the back of him. Another spin in sector 2 by Jay, down yet again. I think he might be having some setup troubles or something there with his tires. Dan is going just up the outside of Burden here. Wonder if he's able to hold on to this coming into this next part of the corner here as well. But you don't want to stick your tires too far onto that curb there. It makes it very easy to spin. And Omajako has just set the fastest lap of the race to the 132.888. Beagle Hunter's coming to the pits now. Gonzalez has gotten himself a 3-second penalty for track violations. Mr. Dan's moving up the outside on Burden here. Going to try to move around him. Late braking from both these guys here. They're doing very well to keep each other from sliding into each other. Mr. Dan has to cut the track a little bit there and loses a bit of time because of it. Going to win it, and Ryan Rods are battling. Ryan Rods goes wide in this corner here. Getting passed by Gravity there, moving himself back up into P5. Ryan Rod's sliding around a bit, going a bit wide everywhere. Damn, Dutchman and Burden here all fighting for P10. Looks like Jordan is able to go around the outside, and looks like they might have made a little bit of contact there. As Jordan has got a little bit of trouble turning in. Switched to him, who's used up a good bit of his ERS compared to Burden. Jordan's only on 5%. Ryan Rods and Gravity going at it once again. Is he able to get the move done here up the inside? Coming up, shoves him a little bit wide there. And it appears he's able to get the move done. But Gravity's right there on him, ready for the next stretch. He's able to put a move. He's going to be hoping for a good exit here, but he does go a little bit wide. Commentator's curse there for you at its finest. But he's still able to close up a little bit on Ryan Rods. Skrenzy has gotten himself a nice 1.5-second lead in the front on Majako. He's on the softs, whose tires are probably going to start to be falling off here pretty soon. Random Dutchman is now on Burden. As soon as he's got past Jordan, he's dropped down to P12. And Dutchman is also going to have himself, I believe it was a 3-second time penalty. As he did make a little bit of contact with Burden there, coming around that final corner. But he was able to stay in the lead, but Burden is going to go into the pits. Random Dutchman's on 3 seconds, but Miguel's on 10 seconds of time penalties. So it's going to be quite a staggering amount for the end of his race, I'd be willing to bet you. Bergen is now put on the soft tires. Let's see what kind of pace he's going to be able to have in this next part of the race. So we're on lap 16 and 57. Dam gets a move done on the random Dutchman, who goes a little bit wide there. Gallo's closing in on Gabri. He's going to be wanting to put as much distance as he can between him and everyone behind him. He's got another 3-second time penalty. He's now moved down to P14. Gravity's staying with about 7-8 tenths of Ryan Rod's up ahead of him. Not able to put a huge impact on him. Maybe just give him some pressure. Miguel and Gabri are going at it. Is Miguel going to fancy move up the inside? Looks like it is. Gabri goes a little bit wide, but is able to hold on to the lead. Miguel with a nice run out of the final bit of that corner. Is able to put himself just up ahead. Going to want to close off that line. Nice overtake from Miguel there. It's just 8 tenths off of P3 currently. All the front runners' tires are all 16 lap old, all the way through P9. So it's all his pits once again for some hard tires this time around. Spin in sector 2. It's going to be J Dunk once again, not looking like he's having the best race of the season here tonight. Jordan is just 8 tenths off of Beagle Hunter up ahead. Skin it to win it is fighting for P3 as Screnzi has a spin there, dropping him down to P4. Looking like he's able to get going. Not sure if his tires got shredded there. So that's going to put Majako up on pole position with a 2-second lead. Get it to win it is only 6 tenths off of P2 right now. Screnzi is lining up on not gravity at the moment. Trying to fight his way back up to the top. He's shown that he has the pace to do it. This one has got a 5-second penalty against his name, so currently that would drop him down to P5. If everything stays as the standings currently are right now. Looks like everyone's starting to slowly settle into a rhythm here and just try to stay on the pace. Not a whole lot of battles going on anymore, aside from Gravity and Screnzi continuing. As Miguel has a spin, is he going to be able to keep it going and get it going in time before everyone behind him catches? He is, yes. Puts in P9 just ahead of his teammate in P10. Forward is just outside of the DRS window. If not Gravity, he's just able to get himself back up into it. As Gravity and Screnzi are going at it still. Screnzi able to get past and get a good lead built up already on Gravity. See what Forward's able to do here. He's able to close up in the next DRS zone and possibly think about making a pass towards the end of the lap. So Miguel is pit for the hard tire now. With Jacko out in front by 6/10 on his 18-lap-old soft, so his tires aren't going to have a whole lot left in them. He's able to hold out the lead down this stretch. See how he fares in the DRS zone. He's going to be going into the pits now. I imagine he's going to be pitting the hard, maybe the medium. He's thinking about a 2-stop. Some Jacko's put on the hards. Skrenzy and Ryan Rod's fighting. Skrenzy is just 5/10 off. His forward is lining up to move on to gravity there as Gabri gets just past Jacko, who's coming out of the pits. Forward is going to be at a disadvantage running the harder tire, but he is going to be able to run those tires a little bit longer than gravity should be able to. Is moving up on Burden here. He's got those fresh hards against 4-lap-old softs, and it looks like he's got the pace to get the move done. He's moving around the outside. Is he able to hold on to it? Burden moves back, and Miguel has made the pass. Bam just bouncing around the 1-second mark. A random Dutchman up ahead of him. This random Dutchman's got penalties against his name. 5 seconds. His forward is moving up on gravity now. See if gravity's going to be able to defend this. Looks like he doesn't have to try too hard. Forward runs out of track. Isn't able to get the move done there. He's going to have to try down this next stretch. Skrenzy has moved himself up. Him and Ryan Rods are fighting pretty closely here. Through this little chicane section. Skrenzy going to try to move around the outside of him now. Looks like we've had another spin from Jonathan Dunk down in 14th. Because Ryan Rods is just able to edge away from Skrenzy here for the moment. But Skrenzy is going to have the DRS to fight this one back. See if he's able to. I want to try to have a very nice drive out of this final corner just before the DRS zone. Backs off the move there. Skrenzy is closing in. He's going to be forced to go down the inside. See if he's able to get this move done. Ryan Rods is able to stay just ahead of him there. But he is going to be fighting this one back very closely. Random Dutchman has gotten a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane, so that's not going to be what he's going to want to hear. Ryan and Skrenzy are going at it still, consistently. Very impressive driving from both of these drivers tonight. Gravity is still able to hold out forward in 5th and 6th. They're fighting over there. It's just 4/10 is the gap between those two. It stays consistent as Ryan Rods goes off track a little bit here. I wonder if that's going to give Skrenzy an opportunity to make a move. It looks like we do have a spin a little bit further back. Looks like that was forward, and he's going to fall back away from not gravity for a bit there. Skrenzy is lining up, trying to move down the inside once again, coming into the final corner. And they bang wheels a little bit there. As Skrenzy has to go wide to avoid contact. And Rod's able to push himself farther up. Miguel is able to get a pass on Random Dutchman, moving him up to P11. Random Dutchman, though, is going to be fighting that one back and reclaims position. These two are just swapping back and forth, it appears. Random Dutchman is right there. Looks like he's able to get alongside of him. Going to be late enough on the brakes though to stay in the lead. Looks like Miguel is able to hold him through this corner. Random Dutchman has been showing a good bit of straight line speed though. Looks like Miguel is able to hold it for now. We've got a gap of 25 seconds between him and Jordan up in P10. A lot of the field is starting to spread out a bit. Skrenzy and Ryan Rods, however, are still battling hard here. It's like 91 is wanting to yield and preserve their tires. We got a couple drivers starting to see if they can bait anybody into the pit, so maybe he's just going wide up there. But Skrenzy is moving up close to Ryan Rods, but not able to get close enough to make a move done. Get a move done there. Maybe he's gonna have a chance here. Looks like maybe some lapsed traffic up ahead of him. Lap traffic should be shown blue flags and told to get out of the way. And oh man, this Ryan Rods gets caught up there by that. It's forced him wide, and Skrenzy just moves up into P3. I'm sure the stewards are going to have a look at that after the race. I'm not sure which driver that was. That would have been Gonzalez back there in P15. Looks like Ryan Rods is coming to the pits now. P4s, and he was falling off of Screnzy there after he was getting held up by lap traffic. Ryan Rods has put on the hard tire. If he's probably going to be trying to make this a one-stop race and carry those through all the way to the end. Looks like DeGabry is able to get him move up a couple places because of that. And now Jacko and Ryan Rods is now coming out of the pits. Looks like Beagle Hunter might come able to get him here soon. He is able to get ahead of him. Kill is out of the race there. Looks like he spun and had some damage there. Had to retire on track. Wonder if we're going to get a safety car because of that. Jonathan Dunk's P13. Hasn't had too many more spins, it doesn't look like. Everyone is now pretty well spread out across the board. Looks like in it to win it is just a little over a second behind the leader here. We have another yellow in sector 2. Not Gravity is coming into the pits now for the first time. We're going to see what tire he puts on. I would imagine the hard for him as well. He has put on the hards. I would imagine everyone else is trying to make this a one-stop race. Forward still has yet to pit. He went for the hard first, so he may have a little bit more pace than the rest of these guys. Especially coming up, he started a little bit farther down, I believe. Now running P4, so that's a good effort from him there. Screnzy is now just 2.6 off of second place. Second has fallen just a little bit farther behind, but still staying pretty close to him there. But he is going to have 5 seconds worth of penalties that will be added, which would drop him down to P3. Gonzalez has spun once again and is just driving pretty slow there off track. We'll get back onto the track. Twin has inherited the lead now. Asaya is coming to the pits. Those 27 lap old mediums. And he's fitting a hard tire as well. Looks like that's going to push forward up into P3. He's able to get a nice little gap behind him. He may be able to overcut him there. Screnzy is now 3 seconds behind on Gannett for the lead of this race. Chaco on his 8 lap old hards is closing in on DeGabry, who has yet to stop in this race. He's currently running a medium compound. And like he's also trying to put a move. Messiah, who was just on the lead of the race. Gonzalez comes into the pits and gets a 5-second penalty for speeding. Scabby is able to get a little bit closer there. Gonzalez is DNF'd. Seemed to be making a move on Jonathan Dunk down in P12. Not able to get the move done. Looked like Jonathan Dunk had DRS. As DeGabry is able to get past Jacko, but he's fighting it back pretty closely there. His Jacko moves up alongside. And he is able to get in the front of him there. Jacko has DRS, and he's making a move on Seiya up ahead of him. He's able to close that gap down nicely, rather rapidly. Pushing himself up, looks like a contact there as he makes it, forces him into a spin, as well to avoid contact there. I think Seiya isn't going to be too happy with that there, as Random Dutchman gets another penalty for multiple warnings. Looks like we have J-Dunk with a spin as well. On lap 29 of 57, so that puts us just about halfway through this race right now. Gonna to win it has built himself up a nice 2.8 second lead over Scorenzi. Forward is rounding out P3. Get it to win it. He's going to want to be putting a little bit more of a gap. He's got 5 seconds penalties against his name that he's going to be trying to get that gap on Scorenzi there. Jordan is able to stay pretty close, but hasn't been able to quite make a move on Random Dutchman up ahead. If he holds him until the end of the race, he'll be fine, but I'm sure he'd much rather like to get him passed on track. Does well to keep the car on the track there. Mr. Gabri is moving closer to Jacko. Ryan Rods is at the fastest lap of the race with a 132.7. He's down at 8th place. Gabri's staying pretty close and consistent. Jacko up ahead. Gabri still is going to need a pit, so he's doing well to hang on with 29 lap old tires. I imagine he's might be trying to last out just long enough to make the softs work to the end, to give him a nice pace advantage over everyone else. Dam has made a move on Random Dutchman. And doing so has used up a lot of his ERS. So Random Dutchman might be able to make a move here soon. Having about 30% himself. Gabri is coming to the pits now. Let's see what heat tire he's going to be putting on. See where he's going to come out in the order. Looks like maybe just outside of P10. Scott Gravy was up on pole, fighting in the top 3 for quite a while at the beginning of this race. Had a spin towards the end of the first stint of this race. But he's done well to get himself back to P8 for the moment. It's Ryan Rods still pretty consistently close to Beagle Hunter here. Beagle Hunter running older tires. Random Dutchman and Jordan are still fighting a good bit there. Looks like he thought about maybe making a move down the inside, but thinks better of it. As Random Dutchman spins, his 9-lap old tires, looks like maybe just pushing the car just a little bit more than it wanted to handle there. It's going to give Jordan a little bit of breathing room now. Let's see if Random Dutchman is able to get back into a rhythm and see what he can do. Ozick has come into the pits now for medium tires. Should be able to make those last consistently to the end, and Scorenzi is able to get back within a second of to win it. Both of them still yet to pit in this race, as well as forward. And we should be able to go just a little bit longer on those tires, unless he's had to work them a little bit harder to get where he is. I'm not sure who is going to be the first of these three to break and pit here. Scrunzy now up into half-second distance. He's doing a little bit of weaving up there, probably just warming the tires, I'm sure is all he's doing there. Scrunzy is looking like he's going to be coming into the pits now. Let's see if he's going to be putting on, what tire he's going to be putting on. He's forward, he's just coming up to the final corner now, so he should be ahead there. Scrunzy's onto the hard tire. His forward is just able to get ahead. P2. Ryan Rods has set another fastest lap for the 132.3. It's back in 6th place currently. Looks like Scrunzy is coming up on the back of Burden here. It's going to be laps traffic, so he'll be showing the blue flags. Told that he needs to get off of the racing line or the leaders pass. Jacko, however, is closed up nicely to Scrunzy here. See if he's able to do anything over the next couple laps with his laps are going to be a bit older, however, should have advantage with the DRS down the straights. Burden is able to get around that lap traffic. It doesn't seem to get too far off of the racing line there. I'm sure the stewards will have something to say about that post-race. Well, I guess we'll have to wait and see. Jacko not able to close the gap much on Scrunzy though. Through that last DRS zone. Stays about where he was. Just a little over 5/10 back on him. Now, starting lap 36, and forward is coming to the pits. Lap 35, excuse me. Forward is now into the pits, and Jacko is falling just a little bit behind Scrunzy, but he has now taken P3. Let's see if he's able to hold on to that for the remainder of the race. Gravity, who was up fighting for the lead towards the beginning of the race, is up to P7 now. It's got forward behind him though on pressure tires, looking to close that gap down. Jacko has just fallen out of DRS range with Scarenzi. Getting it to win it though, has got himself a comfortable lead. He might be able to squeeze a pit stop through that. I'm not entirely sure. Getting to win it has just been out here leading them for quite a while by himself now. Wondering when he's going to be pitting. Looks like he's starting to suffer a little bit, going a little slower through the corners there to keep the car under control. Still, he's able to put a good amount of pressure through the tires. About now is when a lot of drivers are going to start having to worry about keeping their focus up and not making any little mistakes, running too wide in a couple of corners. Could see you spinning or dropping back a few places, possibly both. Chaco is now 2 seconds behind Scarenzi. Scarenzi with the fresher tire is able to put those to good use and build himself up a nice gap there. Scarenzi is in a good position to possibly win this race. Unless anyone's able to do something about that lead he's building. Forward is still down in P8 on his medium tires. As getting to win it, does have a bit of a lock up there coming out of the first corner. Looks like he will see someone off at turn 1. That is going to be J-Dunk there. Another spin goes a little bit wide. Getting it to win it has spun now. I was wondering how much longer those tires are going to hold on for. But he's able to get himself turned around going the right way rather quickly there. So maybe now he's going to think about coming into the pits as it goes wide again. His tires are definitely going to be overheated from that. Scarenzi's now just 12 seconds behind him. Kenichi has lost just about all of his advantage over Scarenzi there. So we're going to see another spin now from De Gabri around that first corner. Seems to be catching quite a few drivers out at this point in the race. The tires aren't completely in a comfortable position. Kenichi is spun again. So has to wait a second there, waiting. He's definitely going to have to come into the pits now. His tires are going to be absolutely shot, being 36 laps old. Understandably so. It's unfortunate for him, and always he just is not able to even keep him around, going around the right ways. His tires seem to be overheated quite a bit. Gravity is up into P6 now. Sai is just 1.6 seconds off of Jacko up in P2. Just gonna seek in it with another spin on his way back to the pits. Forward with the fastest lap of the race. That's a 132.3 in the Red Bull car there. Seeming to find a little bit of a rhythm now on those medium tires. Got him all warmed up to where he wants. Able to work them well. Gabri has also moved up into P8. Sai is just outside of 1 second on Chaco up ahead of him. Looks like he's wanting to get inside that DRS zone as soon as he can and try to make a move. On lap 38 of 57 now, so starting to wind down a bit, running out of opportunities for moves. Ginituinen is put on the soft tire, so he's going to be a bit punchy coming out, maybe be able to get himself up a few places. So he's just not able to close that gap into the DRS window quite yet. Chaco's doing a good job to keep just out of it. However, maybe down this stretch here, he's going to be able to close him off a bit. Hopefully get DRS down this next straight. Ginituinen, he's closing in rapidly on Random Dutchman up ahead. He's on the hard tire. Ginit on the soft. Feel like he might be able to grab 1, maybe 2 positions before the end of this race is over. Get himself a little bit farther up the leaderboards. Burden is down in last place. Got himself a 34-second gap. Not sure he's going to be able to do too much with that there. Going to be hoping for mistakes from those up ahead of him. Saya is still just slowly closing in that gap with 17 laps left to go. He's going to have the tire advantage by a bit there. So that will be helping him out, I feel. Gravity is able to get himself pretty close onto the back of forward just up ahead of him. Well, it is going to have fresher tires, but it looks like he's running a little bit low on ERS. Size now within half a second ahead. Ginit with a new fastest lap race time with 1:31.4. Looks like we are going to see a safety car. Not sure where the accident was, who that was that wrecked out there. Skrenzi is going to come into the pits with only 7-lap-old tires. Not sure what he's going to be doing there. Jaco is also going to be coming into the pits. I'm sure he was hoping for a later safety car running those 21-lap-old tires. Skrenzi has put on his 32-lap-old mediums, though. As you see, the top 4 drivers all coming into the pits. Ryan Rods is going to put on the soft tires, as well as Saya, so they look at them to be some of the faster drivers out there. As Beagle Hunter got a penalty for speeding under the safety car. His forward has now inherited the lead from Skrenzi, who's going to be on the older tires, so he's going to be struggling a little bit there. Not sure if that was a mistake or something he was planning on. Jaco on mediums behind him, brand new set. It looks like we're going to have a little bit of a dash here towards the end. Just 16 laps to go. Not Gravity, still in P7. Beagle Hunter is going to have a drive-through penalty to serve, so they may put him behind quite a few. Gabriel's going to come into the pits, as well as Jordan. Ginnett is also pitting with his 2-lap-old tires. Sure, maybe he had some wing damage or something like that, or is just wanting another set. Field is beginning to get bunched up here again. Just the last few guys coming out of the pits now are going to be hustling and catch up to the rest of the pack there, so they're able to make an impact before we go green. J Dunk now comes out of the pits. He's on soft tires as well. Going to be a brand new set. See, maybe he'll be able to catch up to the rest of the pack. I do believe he was lapped at one point though, so I'm not sure he'll be able to make an impact on his position change. Saya is going to be in the pits now. Once again, looks like some of the other guys are pitting. Screnzi, his pit had put on a fresh set of soft, so it must have hadn't been an error to go onto those mediums. Forward, who came back, I believe he was down. Yeah, he was in 10th place at the beginning of this race, now finds himself leading it. Beagolander up 12 positions. Looks like the most gained there. Everyone else has been shuffling around a little bit. Gravity down one spot from where he started this race out at. Same with Ryan Rods there. Random Dutchman is staying consistent in P11 where he started. Forward only driver to make one stop. So props to him. It's a phenomenal job managing tires throughout this race, especially with all of the spins and safety cars and whatnot. Able to keep those tires from overheating and wearing them out too soon. Looks like Beagle Hunter still has that drive-through penalty, and Random Dutchman on 9 seconds worth of penalties right now. Wouldn't change his final position. A lot of these guys on fresh tires. Going to see a mad dash. Hopefully everyone's able to keep their tires nice and warm so they just don't have any spins here once we go green. Saya also has a little bit of side pod damage there to his one of the floorboards. Looks like he's getting his tires warmed up a bit more. Going around at least one more time. J Dunk is still quite a ways back on the track, about half a lap's worth down. Like J Dunk has been able to close that gap down quite a bit, so we should most likely going to be going green here next time around. Safety car is going to be coming in this lap, so driver's going to be doing a last little bit of warming up the tires before we start going green. You see forward is starting to back the pack up a bit, so everyone's dancing around. Jacko is going to be wanting to put a move on forward as soon as he can. Got Ryan Rod's right behind him on the softer tire. Is going to want to put a little bit of a stopping block in between them as we're getting ready to go racing here. It's going green on lap 44 of 57. We're going to have a final sprint here as forward and Jacko go side by side with Ryan Rod's looking to pick up any place he can. Squeeze himself in there, and he puts himself right down the inside, now moving around the outside, and does beautiful move by Ryan Rods there to take the lead of this race. Got Jacko right behind him and forward not far behind that. These guys are seriously giving it everything they've got out there tonight. As Scarenzi is down in P4 looking, trying to move up on forward. This looks like forward's going to move up. Jacko goes a little bit wide with a little bit of oversteer. Yellow flag in sector 2. Looks like everyone's still going through there as forward and Jacko make contact. That's going to put both of them down quite a few places. Gabri has now moved himself up into P3, grabbing that final podium spot. Ryan Rods was able to get around to the first corner and has built himself up a nice 2.4 second lead over Scarenzi. Gabri is just falling away from the DRS zone, so hopefully he's able to close that down before DRS opens up. And Jacko is staying consistently close, and forward is not far behind. They're able to catch themselves back up. Might be able to make a move for those couple podium spots towards the end there. This random Dutchman has come into the pits now. Or Beagle Hunter, excuse me. He's come into the pits, must be to serve that penalty of his. Got a little bit of shuffling around at the bottom as Gravity's moved up into P6. Random Dutchman over Jordan. Jordan's switched it back though. So these guys are fighting pretty intensely. And a lot of great driving out here tonight from most of the field. Everyone able to, for the most part, to stay pretty clean and fair. Not running anyone out of road. Gonna see here on lap 45 now if Jacko's gonna be able to nick podium off of Gabri here. It's about 9/10 down, just a little over a second now. His forward is falling back from Jacko even. He's on a little bit older tires than Jacko. The front runner, the front three, all on soft tires, are able to work pretty well for him after this restart and getting out nice and in front. Ryan Rod's Scarenzi is now set the fastest lap for 130.2. Got a spin back in sector 1. DRS is going to be enabled this time around. Looks like we're going to have Ginnett to win it is sitting on track there. Must have had a spin. So leaders are starting to catch up to him a bit. Not Gravity's getting a little bit closer on forward there with that help of DRS, but Saya's not far behind Gravity there. Over these guys are going to be looking to move up as much as they can. We got another spin in sector 2. It's from Ryan Rods. Looks like he spun off the track, and that has significantly changed the race outcome for him. It's dropping him down to P10. Scarenzi back up into the lead. The Gabri 3 seconds behind. It's Jacko. It's just outside of a second of Gabri. Ryan Rods went from leading down to 11th after that spin there. And he was disqualified for being parked in a dangerous section. Looks like he has beached his car as well. second beached car of the night. Seems to be a little bit of an issue around this track for those guys. That it's not gravity. He's trying to move up on forward. I'm not sure he's going to be able to make too much of an impact here. We got just 10 laps left to go in this race. And all of these drivers have been doing phenomenally well to keep themselves composed and on track. And the Dutchman is looking to make a move up inside up ahead. He's on the hard tire, so he should have a speed advantage there. Jacko not able to close up the gap too much more on Gabri. Jonathan Dunk is able to get past her dam there. Dam might have enough speed to fight this one back though. Coming into this corner, he's going to shoot it down the inside. Coming into this corner, going to hope to outbrake him. He doesn't. Instead, just takes the corner. J Dunk goes a little bit wide. Coming up into this next part, getting it to win it his new fastest lap time. And the Dutchman is still fighting side up ahead of him. Gravity is still just a little bit too far back to be able to do anything about forward up ahead. Coming out of the straights. He's going to need to find a little bit more speed through the corners here. Try to close that gap down there is going to be his best chance. As he does so coming out of this corner, puts himself up right next to alongside. And it looks like he's going to make the pass on forward here if he's able to hold on to it through this corner. But forward shoots back up the inside. Forcing Gravity a little bit wide, but he's able to hold the lead there. It's a nice move from Gravity there. He's getting that move done there. Critical move for him if he wants to try to get up onto the podium. He's got a 1.5 second gap to close. But forward is going to be within DRS range coming out of this next corner. Looks like he's not able to close up too much here. Late on the brakes gives him a nice little boost there. Closes it down just outside 3/10. Drops back a little bit. This next section is important to keep your braking zones consistent here and not push your tires too much. It is easy to spin there. This J Dunk has now moved himself right up behind the random Dutchman. He's got a 3.3 second gap there. They're both going to have DRS coming out of this straight here. It looks like Guinnett has spun once again. Jonathan Dunk not able to get the move done here. And Dutchman is able to hold on as he's also trying to make a move on Saya up ahead of him, using that DRS to keep him away from Jonathan Dunk there. Jonathan Dunk a little close there. Able to slow the car down though. Keep himself from slamming into his gearbox. The Bam has also now moved himself up pretty close to J Dunk. You see as random Dutchman goes wide, he's able to save himself from a spin though. His impressive driving skills there. That promotes Jonathan Dunk up to 7th and Jordan up 8th. Not Gravity hasn't been able to close down the gap on Jacko a whole lot coming into this final bit here. It's just outside of the second on him. So forward is staying consistently close with Gravity, but not able to get himself close enough to make a move anywhere so far. Late on the brakes again from forward. Able to dive up very nicely in with his Red Bull setup. Blocking up the tires or going too wide. Jonathan Dunk is now just a little bit behind 6th place. Stradam, though, is just barely holding into a second with Jonathan Dunk. The Random Dutchman has, however, been able to hold closely to Jordam. Let's see what he's going to be able to do in these final 7 laps of the race now. Jordam not able to make a move forward, closing in consistently and getting a little bit closer each lap. He's got himself up a good bit here, now within 0.3 of a second. Let's see if he's able to get a good drive out of the corner. Might be able to make something happen down the straight as gravity goes wide and has to go off track to keep his car in control, but forward also makes a little bit of a spin there. Both of them getting a little excited, I think, there. Starting to, kind of nerves starting to get to you the last 7 laps of the race now. Let's push Saya, allowed Saya to close up a little bit on both of them, though, just outside of a second for him. This Random Dutchman has received 3 more seconds worth of penalties for warnings. As Jonathan Dunk has just fallen away from Saya now in 6th place. Seems like Skrenzi is able to build himself a very nice lead out front, 7.3 seconds. Random Dutchman has been able to get close to Jordam up ahead, but with his penalties, not going to be able to hold on to that position, I wouldn't imagine. 12 seconds. Right now he should hold on to 9th place. Skinnet to win it as DNF. In sector 1 there, looks like he had another spin. So Jacko is now closed up very nicely to Gabri. Now just half a second behind him up in the DRS window. We'll see if he's going to be able to nick P2 in this final stage of this race. Jonathan Dunk is still within a second of Saya down in P6. Forward has fallen down to 1.6 seconds behind Gravity. Gabri is doing everything he can to break the slipstream on Jacko. Jacko is just sticking to his line. So he's got a little bit of ERS saved up as compared to Jacko. Both of them on tires at 11 laps old. Gabri might be starting to suffer a little bit through some of these corners. Now within 0.6 as Jonathan Dunk and Saya are both going at it here. Saya's able to hold on to that lead. Just Jonathan makes a move up the inside as they go wheel to wheel. Coming into this next part. I wonder who's going to yield here, if they're going to yield, as Jonathan Dunk has to go up on the curb and he makes contact with Saya there, causing Jonathan to spin. Saya keeps going consistently though. Back up to Jacko, he's now just 7/8 tenths behind 2nd place currently. Having a little bit of a hard time getting past him here. He's just not able to find the pace in his tires this stint. Running low on fuel. Having to reserve a little bit to make it to the end here. We got 5 laps remaining. Jacko is just falling outside a second now. Skrenzi has now built up an 8.8 second lead over 2nd place and Gabri. Soon to make that a 9-second lead. Jacko not wanting to risk too much on a late move here unless he's saving it towards the very end. He might want to just burn all of his ERS that he's got saved up. Gabri goes a little bit wide there. Forward still sitting behind Gravity, unable to make that move. He has kept the gap down to 6 seconds though, or 6/10 of a second. Coming through this final corner here, not able to get quite the drive that Gravity is out of that corner there. And that's probably what's allowing Gravity to stay so far ahead. This Jacko is now moving up on the inside of Gabri for 2nd place right now. And he's not able to get the move done yet. He's able to come out here and see if he's able to get a better drive down. And he is able to with that DRS. He was a little bit behind before the detection zone, so that's allowed him to keep this. Now he's going to want to keep it as consistent and smooth to this next section. It's pretty important to hit the first part right or you're going to be off for the rest of it. Looks like he does a good job of that, both of them do. Gabri's now just half a second behind. Forward not able to close down the gap on the back straight. Having the older tires, I imagine he just doesn't have quite enough grip to go for it there. Gabri's now fallen to 8/10 behind through this section of the track. See if he's going to be able to put much of an impact on Jacko up ahead coming out of this final corner. Yellow flag in sector 2. Jonathan Dunk has had a spin there. Gabri not able to close down the gap much, just falling back a little bit. But with the help of DRS is able to close that down again. It's late on the brakes here. He's going for a lunging move here. Able to close back down to half a second. This Jacko just now has 2 laps left where he's got to hold this. As Screnzi has built himself a 12.9 second lead by now, as these two have been scrapping away a bit. Both of them able to keep their cars rotating nicely, not having any major lockups or anything like that at this stage of the race. Jacko goes a little bit late into the corner there, but Gabri isn't able to capitalize too much on that there. However, he is gaining rapidly through this next corner. Himself just up behind him. Not able to turn that into anything down this back straight though. Let's see if he can throw himself through this final corner as Jacko gets a good lead now. His Forward is able to get a move done on Gravity. Gravity's on the outside here, looking to switch it back to see if he can do anything about it. Forward not looking like he has much ERS left to use. Flashing light behind him lets the driver behind know that they're harvesting their ERS up. Gravity's able to slip up through there as Forward makes a little bit of a mistake now, falling back a bit. Mr. Gabri is not able to close that gap down yet. Looking like he wants to try to slide up the inside through here, but just a little bit too far back to do anything. It's Forward and Gravity are still going at it. Gravity gets back ahead now. Forward in P5. It's going to be a pretty close battle down to the wire for 4th and for 2nd. Both these drivers being within 3/10 of a second. Gabri has had a spin though, and that's going to throw him behind as Forward and Gravity move up there. Gravity now sitting on the podium. However, it may not be for much longer as Forward gets a lot better of a run down the straight here. Gravity looking like he's out of ERS. So they're both in pretty low levels. So this is just going to come down to this final lap here on which one's going to be able to hold on to that podium position. Gravity is able to close up, goes wide though. It's not able to slow the car down the way he would have wanted, and that's going to give the forward a bit advantage. Screnzi gets a penalty, but he is 13 seconds ahead, so he's not going to lose any positions because of that. His Gravity is now just outside of a second. His tires may be a little bit at their limit, not having much left in the tank. Let's see what he's able to do here for this final couple sectors. Screnzi having a bit of a rougher start, spinning pretty early on in this race, and has managed to fight his way back up to the leading spot and built up a nice gap there. Looks like Gravity is not going to be able to do much there, as Screnzi, however, has run out of gas before the finish line, so Jacko now has an opportunity to win this race. And this is going to come right down to the wire here, as Jacko passes him at the last possible instant to take home the victory. Screnzi finishes P2, Forward P3, Gravity has picked up P4 after a final battle there with Forward down to the end. Gabri is P6, Isaiah P5, Jordan has finished out in P7, Dutchman has managed to hold P8. And that was a phenomenal race from all of these drivers. These guys did a wonderful job all the way throughout to keep it clean and consistent. There's a lot of close action on track. Forward getting driver of the day, which is justly deserved, moving himself up from P10 at the start. And that was a phenomenal way to end this race, with a nice little late safety car. He's managed to bunch up the rest of the field, and then we just had a mad sprint towards the end with a very, very close finish. Some phenomenal racing for you guys to watch there from all of our drivers. Great, great race. So here we get confirmation that Jacko did manage to grab the lead, because Screnzi did have that penalty there at the end, so that would have been what put him just into P2. That was a very close dash to the line though. Forward in P3, Gravity P4. You guys can see the top order there, and we had quite a few DNFs here tonight. We had only 11 finishers, 9 DNFs there. So it was a great race from everybody. And wow, what a way to start off this season. There's some great close racing throughout a lot of this race. And we've got a few guys we're going to have to keep our eyes on, a couple looking to come back next time and see what they're able to show. Had a few unlucky right off the start, but that was a great, great race. I want to thank everybody for tuning in and watching this and listening to me babble on and on for the last couple hours here. We had a little technical difficulties at the start, but it was a great night of racing on this Friday evening. Hope you all enjoyed, and make sure you check out our social media pages. Midwest Esports. We're on Twitter and Instagram, here on Twitch. We also have a YouTube channel running as well. We have racing going on Tuesdays. We got F2 Tuesdays. We got a great group of guys racing over there. And then we've got our 7 divisions running on Thursday nights. We got a lot of great talent to watch out there. Some close championship fights currently coming into the first little bit of our season there. We got GT racing on Sundays, as well as an IndyCar series starting up on Wednesdays, I believe is when that one is. So make sure you guys check out all of our other stuff we got going on, and we'll catch you next time. Thanks.